Alright guys, welcome back to Persona 5. Last time we met in Persona 5, we arrived to Madarame's palace once again. Yusuke is now part of our party permanently, and as a result we can only have 4. I'll get into that in a minute actually. First up, let me apologize for the lack of uploads for the past bit of time. I think the last upload, according to YouTube Studio, not counting the Persona 5 Royal video I made, was the dancing video that was uploaded. It was Persona 4 Dancing All Night Rize. It was Rize's part, and that was a few Saturdays ago. There's actually a few reasons that I stopped uploading. One, I have just been really busy with all of the COVID-19 stuff going on right now, with more like all of my, college student, all of my classes moved online, so I had to focus more time on that. And the other thing is, Persona 5 Royal came out, and I have been doing nothing but dedicating all of my time to that. Finished it, by the way, the other day, and great game. Highly recommend it if you have not played it yet. However, I still do recommend playing this version first. I'll probably get into the differences of vanilla Persona 5 versus new Persona 5 starting later in the video, because it's very apparent what the differences are. And it's been a while since I last watched this footage, so I don't really remember what happens. In fact, I already finished recording the Persona 5 Let's Play. Every part of it is finished. I just have to, commentate and then edit, upload, all that kind of stuff. So back to what I was saying with what we did last time. So last time we met, we went into Madarame's palace once again. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I know what I'm doing. I am equipping the teamed glasses so I can get a little more experience in battles. That's costumes. First thing is, you probably have already noticed that I'm in another different outfit. I'm in the Gekkoken High outfit, where I thought I should have just done this when I was... Whatever. I am in the Gekkoken High outfit, which is the Persona 3 outfit, and when you're wearing the outfit, you, instead of playing Last Surprise for the battle theme, it now plays Mass Destruction and plays the Persona 3 victory theme. Unfortunately, you do not summon personas by using the evoker. You still do the mask thing, which sucks, but what can you do? Now, the main thing about so now we're back in Madarame's palace, and this is after all of the fiasco. So Madarame is about to send legal action towards us, and in fact, I think we actually finished this palace within this week, because it takes a few parts to finish, obviously. So really, all that's really expected of this part of the palace from now on. Well, first off, this part of the palace is, we're going to be jumping into paintings and running through them. I know that sounds really weird. And then jumping out of them at certain points. And then the next part is, we're going to be looking at copies of Sayuri and determining which one's the real versus which is the fake. And then for the final part, we're figuring out how we're going to do our infiltration route. By the way, I love Yusuke's running animation. It is a literal Naruto run. Then again, I guess had that back in Persona 3, so guess it runs. Nope, pun intended. Oh, and Morgana, when you're in the Persona 3 costume, it takes the role of Aigis, which is pretty funny to me, honestly. So I guess I can finally discuss Royal, since I can get away with discussing that. I won't really get into spoiler territory. because I don't want to be that guy. So in the original, so as you've noticed in the original Persona 5, we have the baton pass system and all that. Royal really makes the baton. They really make baton passes technical. Like they really make Persona 5 Royal a more technical based game in terms of in terms of attack. You're not gonna just be like in this game. I could literally get away with just knocking the enemies down and calling it a day. But now this game actively makes you, or actively encourages you to inflict status ailments, baton pass more often, because the baton pass system in Royal is actually much better, honestly. First things first is in Royal, you no longer have to unlock the baton pass via hanging out with that Phantom Thief via confidants. You now have it right from the get-go, which is really nice, because that was actually one thing you'll notice I try to do in later parts, especially with I think I did it when Yusuke was recruited into the party a couple parts ago, where I hit the weakness as Joker, and I wanted to baton pass to Yusuke so I could do some more damage with it, but since Yusuke didn't have it because he just joined the Phantom Thieves, you literally can't do it. Especially also, new party members cannot be given baton pass. Like, you can't hang out with that party member as a confidant until you finish the palace they're joining in on. I think I said that right. So, like, Yusuke, I can't hang out with him for confidant reasons until after Madarame's change of heart. Because, spoiler warning, we changed Madarame's heart. And so what the baton pass system does is it does what it originally did. It gives you more power, but if you pass it on to all four party members, the final person who gets the baton pass, they don't use SP or HP for their skills. So theoretically, say I hit a weakness as Ryuji, then I baton passed it to On. She got a power up. Then I hit a weakness with On. Then I gave it to Yusuke. He got a even higher power up and recovery up too, and hit a weakness with Yusuke, and then pass it to Joker. Joker would get the maximum power up while also not using SP or HP for skills, and it's pretty crazy. In fact, that's actually what makes the Madarame boss battle so easy in Royal. It's not a joke, and they actually really did change the boss battles more than I anticipated. There were some that were almost the same. There were a couple that were basically the same. That I could tell, because I beat a lot of the bosses really quickly in Royal. The only one I really had an issue with was Kanashiro, and we'll get into who Kanashiro is at a later time. Mainly because his boss fight I feel is kind of stupid. That's funny when I'm talking about stupid boss battles and I don't bring up Okumura. But we'll get into Okumura at a later part. Way later. The other thing is you can actually upgrade your baton pass system by playing darts at Kichijoji. And it goes up to 3, and when you do that, you also gain HP and SP for each baton pass for for that respective character. So, say I got Joker up to rank 3. When you pass the baton to him, he gets a power up, HP restored, and SP restored, and it is crazy how awesome that is. And they really encourage using technical damage in Royal, which is really good. Really, I feel that Royal added a lot more than just knock them down and call it a day. I feel that now I find myself coming up with new strategies to knock an enemy down, other than either A, praying for a critical hit if they don't have a noticeable weakness, or B, just knocking them, or just spamming everything and praying. I actually filled out 98% of the compendium for the personas. I'm missing probably like 2 or 3. I mean, I'm pretty sure Satanael is one of them that I'm missing. I'm pretty sure someone could tell me. Like right there, I was praying for a critical hit there. Also, they also tell you, whenever you're doing shadow holdups, they actually tell, when you're negotiating to get a persona, they actually tell you, what their mood is in Royal, which really helps me because in this version, in the original, I found myself forgetting what their emotion was at that moment because it just disappears off of the screen. So, and I guess it's a way of making sure you don't cheat, but at the same time, I would have rather just had someone tell me, "Hey, this one looks happy. Tell a joke or something." But whatever. Let's get actually. I guess I could probably get into. I mean, this isn't really Kamoshida's palace, but we already passed Kamoshida's palace, so I guess I might as well discuss some major differences there. The most noticeable thing, though, is Kamoshida's palace is way more tutorial based than it was in the original, and that is saying something. It was very. I found myself there. I found that there was a tutorial at least every couple of rooms. It was annoying at first, but but also it was the first palace. Like it's better than just, I guess, not doing a tutorial. And the tutorials were and the tutorials they did stop for were stuff that were introduced in Royal. By the way, I'm not counting the story sections where we go to Kamoshida's palace, like when we first meet Ryuji or when Ryuji awakens his persona. I'm talking about like the actual infiltration process, because we learn about disaster shadows, which basically if you destroy that particular shadow, they explode depending on how much damage was left over from that attack, and do damage to the other enemies. But also they counter you if you attack them, but don't hit their weakness or kill them. And the other one is, and another tutorial they cover is Fury Shadows, I believe they're called. I don't remember. Really strong shadows. So what they do is they're shadows that have virtually no weaknesses, and they're pretty impervious to a lot of things. And it's up to you to find technical damage, and you can't even negotiate with them if you manage to knock them down until they're at a certain point in their health. And it's fairly interesting because I found myself having to stop and say, how can I do the least amount of damage possible so I don't accidentally kill him before getting a persona? Because getting personas in Royal, I felt was a little easier to me overall. How did I not know? I should have known that this one was weak to... This one's weak to electricity, isn't it? Oh, no, it's, I forgot what this one's weak to. Yeah, so this mini-boss is impervious to, physical and gun strikes, and I believe curse skills. He has no weaknesses, though. So, yeah, basically there's no point in him enraging us as a benefit to us, but a benefit to him, because remember, when you're enraged, you do more damage, but your defense is lower to crap. I don't have anything to stop this. You're just gonna have to let it happen. So basically, Yusuke right now is very defenseless. He only does a basic attack, but it's very powerful. So for this one, this is actually one of those times where, and thanks to Ryuji though, because he has Harrison recovery. So really, this is actually one time I actually really kind of try to inflict status ailments, and I try to inflict shock. If you inflict shock into him, he'll be frozen, and you can do a physical attack to do a lot of damage. But the risk is that you transfer the electricity to you, and I don't think you can freeze him. I don't know why I did that. There's no point. What am I doing? Oh, I think I'm trying to... Oh, okay. Nice job, Fox. Back to what I was saying with Kamoshida's Palace, I guess, because the differences. Kamoshida's Palace also changes a few layouts of the rooms. I'm not really going to get into detail of what, because I don't really remember off the top of my head. I know that there's, like, a room with a bunch of switches that's kind of like a maze, I guess you could say. Oh. Would that really do anything? Oh, yeah, no, these ignore status. These ignore resistances, which is great. I'm going to say, I don't know why they bothered in mini-bosses giving you the option to talk, because you can't talk to mini-bosses. Yep, and he's dead. That's another thing I hate. It's like when you're like a few points away from killing him in an all-out attack, it won't kill them, so... And then you find out that you only had to do like 1 point of damage to actually kill him. It's like, what was the point of that?
Good. Your repertoire's growing.
New move. What do you think?
Oh, and this is where we learned about skill cards. Skill cards are basically cards that hold skills. As you think, I've shown off a couple of them. There are blank cards in my inventory. Basically, Yusuke is actually going to be really important for that, but I'll get into that another time. Essentially, what skill cards are is they hold a certain skill that you can teach to any persona that Joker holds. So theoretically, let's say for example, I want Joker to learn Zio. You can take the skill card and teach it to your to the persona you want to teach it to, and it could be any of them. And instant learning, and it's fine. I don't really use it often unless I have to for Caroline and Justine's Confidant, which I think are only a grand total of 3 times, I want to say. Because I know there's the Seth with high counter, which is the last one. And then there's... No, I think it's just... I think it's just 2. I think it's just the one, actually. I might be wrong. Again, back to Kamoshida. Also in Kamoshida's castle, they give you the grappling hook. And it's a grappling hook, so there's a lot of puzzles that involve using... There's a lot of environmental puzzles that involve you getting to a certain place with your grappling hook. And there are also the will seeds, which give you a really cool accessory that actually gets even better if you manage to get it to Jose. If you get it to Jose, Jesus, Joker. If you get it to Jose in Mementos. I really won't get into much else with Jose, since this isn't Royal. I will admit, though, they made Mementos is like 20 times better in Royal. I'm just saying that now. What was I saying? Fox. Oh, they changed how gun works, and I'm happy they did this. They changed how gun works in terms of how much ammo you hold. You only hold about 1 clip of ammo, but it refills at the end of every battle instead of just at the end of every infiltration. And thank God. I hated that about this version of 5. I actually could now get away with using gun a little more often in Royal, and that was really good, because as you'll notice in later playthroughs, in later parts of the game, you'll notice that I'm like severely trying not to use gun, because I don't want to use gun unless it's a boss fight. But in Royal, I guess I'm just shooting. I'm just shooting everything. So anyway, I started blasting, and that's really all it does for gun. I don't remember what else it changes for. They also change how down shot works for Joker, but I'll get into down shot when we get down shot in about 50 parts. Oh, nice. What am I doing? Oh, I see what I'm doing. I'm trying to do the money trick. So essentially, when an enemy is confused, they'll throw money away, and all you really have to do, and when you get them confused, just guard, so you don't take the confusion away. But they recover pretty fast, unfortunately. And they'll randomly throw money away, which is actually really awesome, because... And if your luck stat's high enough, they will drop a lot of money. Which, again, awesome. It is so cool that they do that. And you do it too, by the way. I may want to mention that. It's not limited to just the enemies. They also throw away items too, but items are like the least of my concerns. I know what I'm doing. I'm farming for cash because I'm a little low. I'm a little low. I'm lower than I'd like to be. Not in my Persona 5 Royal New Game Plus profile, by the way. I have like 10 million yen. I have like the max money for Royal. It is ridiculous, honestly. But again, I'll get into that at a later time. But they really also changed Kamoshida's boss battle and it's not really in terms of what he does, but more visually. Like one of the things they changed, I am blatantly ignoring that chest, and it is pissing me off, and I feel like I know why. I don't think I have any lockpicks. And not that I really need it. I'm kind of fine with the setup I have. But Kamoshida's boss battle, like, when he does the super golden strike spike, I don't remember what it was called, the kill shot. When he does it, he sends Mishima to do it the first time, but Mishima fails and screws it up by accident, and essentially is sent out of the way for the rest of the remainder of the boss fight. And then Shiho does it the second time, and Shiho's his way of doing. And Shiho, oh poor Shiho. Anyway, I think actually we're about to approach the end of the part, judging from this fact that I'm saving. Yeah, I think this is the end of the part. Yeah.